Welcome, gentle soul, to a tranquil journey through the quietest corners of history. Tonight, we shall not concern ourselves with the thunder of legions or the roar of the Colosseum. Instead, we will turn our gaze inward, towards the intimate and often overlooked rhythms of daily life in ancient Rome. This is a journey to uncover the forgotten comforts, a serene exploration of how a bustling civilization found its moments of rest and relaxation. We will explore the simple luxury of a good night's sleep, the profound ritual of the public baths, the quiet pursuit of leisure, and the soothing sounds of a city settling down for the night. Allow your mind to drift back in time, to a world of meticulous routines and gentle practices designed to soothe the body and calm the spirit. There will be no haste here, no sudden alarms, only the slow, quiet unveiling of a world that breathed with a gentle, ancient rhythm, designed to quiet your mind and guide you towards a deep, restorative rest. Let me know where you are listening from and the time in the comment section. Chapter 1. The Rhythms of Sleep, Ancient Roman Rest and the Quiet Night. Our tranquil exploration of forgotten comforts begins where all journeys must end for the day, with the profound, universal need for rest and relaxation. In the heart of ancient Rome, a city of immense noise and activity, the quiet rhythms of sleep held a vital and often overlooked importance. For the Roman, sleep was not merely a biological necessity, but a retreat, a nightly sanctuary from the relentless demands of the world. Imagine, if you will, a wide, atmospheric illustration of a Roman city at night. The sun has long since set, and the vibrant life of the day has receded. The only light comes from the scattered, warm glows of oil lamps flickering in windows and along the quieter streets, casting long, peaceful shadows. A soft moonlight, full and serene, bathes the buildings in an ethereal glow, turning their marble and brick into soft, silvery shapes. The streets are largely empty, their cobblestones now silent. The clamor of merchants, the clatter of chariot wheels, the cries of vendors, all have faded, replaced by a profound sense of stillness. The air is cool and clean, a gentle balm after the day's heat. The most prominent sound is the occasional, faint, rhythmic call of a night watchman, a lone voice cutting through the quiet. This sound, far from being alarming, is deeply comforting, a steady, measured beat in the stillness, a reassurance that the city is safe, watching over its slumbering inhabitants. The Roman bed, or lectus, was the central element of this nightly ritual. Our gaze now narrows, focusing on the intimate details of a Roman bedroom, a cubiculum. Picture a close-up on a Roman bed, a structure that was simple yet elegant, a piece of thoughtful furniture. Made of polished wood, often with intricate carvings on its legs, it was not merely a place to sleep but also to recline for meals or conversation. It is covered with soft, inviting linen, or tunica, and perhaps a lighter wool blanket for warmth. A small oil lamp, a lucerna, sits on a nearby table, casting a warm, flickering light that dances softly on the walls, a gentle, living presence in the room. The visual emphasizes comfort and simplicity, a testament to the Roman appreciation for functional beauty. The soft rustle of linen as it is arranged, a gentle, whispering sound, is heard, along with the gentle pop and hiss of a wick in an oil lamp, a steady, soothing rhythm. The floor itself was a canvas for quiet beauty. A slow, careful pan over a mosaic floor in a small, private bedroom reveals a masterpiece of muted artistry. The individual tesserae, tiny squares of stone and colored glass, are rendered in warm, earthy tones, ochre, terracotta, sienna, and cream. Their geometric patterns, intricate but perfectly balanced, provide a soothing visual harmony that the eyes could follow in the dim light. A single, soft pillow, stuffed perhaps with feathers or wool, is placed on the bed, its simple, welcoming outline a promise of comfort in the dim light. The very air seems still and heavy with the promise of rest. As the day's toil and anxieties were shed, the act of preparing for sleep was a quiet, deliberate routine. Imagine a stylized illustration of a figure, their face and identity obscured to allow for universal contemplation, reclining on a bed. Their hands are loosely clasped on their chest, their posture relaxed, their eyes closed in gentle repose. The visual conveys a sense of profound relaxation, a conscious letting go of the day's concerns and stresses, a willing surrender to the arms of Morpheus. The slow, soft sound of quiet breathing, a gentle, comforting rhythm, fills the space, a universal language of profound rest that requires no words. To enhance this transition to slumber, the Romans often employed soothing botanical aids. Our gaze might settle on a still life, a small, elegant clay bowl holding a few dried lavender sprigs, their subtle fragrance a natural sleep aid. Or perhaps a tiny vial of essential oil, its cork slightly ajar, releasing a hint of soothing scent, suggesting a final, calming ritual before sleep. The subtle scent of lavender, a familiar and calming aroma, is implied, a final sensory invitation to rest. These were simple, natural luxuries that required no great wealth, accessible to many who sought to ease their minds and bodies. The environment for sleep varied greatly, from private spaces to communal ones. We might peer into the interior of a modest insula, a multi-storied apartment building, viewed from an open window across a narrow street. The air is still, and the light is dim, with faint, scattered oil lamps visible in other windows. Now, a profound, hushed silence dominates the building, a collective exhalation after the day's labor. The visual highlights the shared quiet of urban living, a sense of collective peace descending upon the community. The gentle hum of the night city, a very distant, almost imperceptible drone, underscores the peaceful cocoon within. In many households, especially for families and servants, sleep was a communal experience. Imagine a stylized illustration of a family sleeping together in a shared room, their forms peaceful and still, their bodies arranged to fit the space, bathed in the soft light of the moon filtering through an open window. The visual emphasizes the communal nature of sleep in some households, a sense of shared safety and comfort, a quiet closeness that provided a psychological balm. The simple act of breathing together, in the same room, offered a deep sense of security. As this chapter draws to its peaceful conclusion, envision a wide, encompassing illustration of the Roman city just before the first light of dawn. The sky is a beautiful gradient of deep indigo to soft purple, promising a new day but not yet announcing it. The city is still, completely hushed, a vast, sleeping organism. Then, from the far distance, a single, very faint rooster call sounds, a solitary, quiet sound that marks the briefest prelude to morning. The scene is one of profound peace and a sense of complete, deep rest, a final, serene moment before the rhythms of the day begin anew. This quietude, a gentle exhalation after a long, full day, now settles into a peaceful black, inviting you to a deep, untroubled slumber. Chapter 2, The Art of the Therm, a Soothing Ritual of Bathing. As we continue our gentle journey into forgotten comforts, we turn our attention to what was, for the Roman, perhaps the greatest and most profound source of daily relaxation, the public baths, or thermae. Far from being merely a place for hygiene, the baths were a sacred ritual, a multi-stage process of cleansing, contemplation, and communal quietude. Point 3 It was a space designed for the sole purpose of shedding the physical and mental burdens of the day, a soothing, multisensory retreat accessible to nearly everyone. Imagine, first, a wide, serene, and warm illustration of the exterior of a Roman therm at late afternoon. The sun is low in the sky, casting a soft, diffused light that filters through a slight golden haze, illuminating the smooth, grand stone arches and elegant columns. The architecture, while immense, is inviting, its open porticos and gracefully curving lines welcoming all who approach. It stands as a magnificent, public testament to the Roman belief in the importance of bodily and spiritual well-being. The faint, distant sound of trickling water and soft, indistinct chatter, a gentle hum of quiet conversation, drifts on the air, inviting the viewer to step into this world of communal relaxation. The journey through the baths was a deliberate and therapeutic one, beginning with a quiet transition. Our gaze now moves inward, following the path of a bathgoer. First, the apoditerium, or changing room. It is a large, hushed space, lined with rows of wooden cubbies or niches for clothes. Figures, stylized and serene, are seen quietly changing, their movements unhurried, a gentle ritual of shedding the day's attire and worries. The light is dim, filtering in from high windows, creating a sense of privacy and transition. The soft rustle of linen clothes being folded and placed in a niche, and the gentle echo of a solitary pair of footsteps on the smooth stone floor, provide a sense of quiet anticipation. From here, we move to the tepidarium, the warm room. The air here is slightly humid, a gentle warmth that begins to relax the muscles and pores, preparing the body for the hotter rooms ahead. The light is soft, diffused, filtered through small, high windows that blur the view of the world outside. Figures recline on stone benches or settle into cushioned chairs, their bodies already beginning to relax. The atmosphere is one of a quiet transition, a comfortable waiting, a period of calm stillness. The soft hum of warm air circulating and the subtle scent of perfumed oils that some bathgoers would anoint their bodies with, fills the space, a sensory prelude to deep relaxation. The sensory experience deepens in the hotter rooms. Our gaze now moves to the calidarium, the hot room. The air here is thick with steam, so dense that it blurs the edges of the room, turning the walls and ceiling into a soft, indistinct haze. A single, still figure might be visible in the background, a silent, almost ghost-like form in the vapor. The intense, moist heat is a profound experience, designed to induce a deep sweat, cleansing the skin and relaxing the deepest muscles. Point 4. The visual emphasizes the transformative power of the heat and a sense of profound detoxification. The hiss of water on hot stone, a continuous, soothing sound like a gentle exhalation, permeates the entire room, creating an immersive auditory cocoon of warmth and cleansing. Following the intense heat, the body was brought back to balance in the cold room. Our focus now shifts to the frigidarium, a room of profound clarity and calm. It is a high-ceiling space, dimly lit, containing a still, deep pool of clear, cool water. The air is invigorating and fresh. A figure stands at the edge of the pool, their reflection perfectly visible in the dark, still water, a moment of profound contemplation before they take the final, refreshing plunge. The visual highlights a sense of invigorating clarity and profound calm after the heat, a powerful contrast that stimulated the body and quieted the mind. The soft, gentle splash of water as a figure enters the pool, a brief, clean sound, is the only interruption to the stillness. But the baths were more than a series of hot and cold rooms. They were a central hub for quiet, communal life. Point 5. We might now observe a secluded area within the baths, perhaps a small library or reading room. Here, figures sit on comfortable benches, their postures relaxed, their minds engaged in quiet pursuits. They are not talking, but quietly reading from scrolls or engaging in low-murmured, gentle conversation. The visual highlights the bath as a place for quiet learning, a sanctuary for contemplation where intellect was nourished alongside the body. The gentle rustle of parchment pages being turned is a quiet, scholarly sound that reinforces the sense of peaceful erudition. For those who preferred a more active, yet still gentle, form of relaxation, there were the outdoor courtyards. Imagine a peaceful palestra, or exercise yard, where figures are engaged not in strenuous competition, but in light, gentle activity. Perhaps a few are quietly stretching, or a small group is slowly throwing a ball back and forth, their movements deliberate and unhurried. The visual emphasizes gentle movement as a form of relaxation, a way to gently work the body without stress or exertion. The faint scuff of sandals on the sand, a soft, rhythmic sound, is heard, a sound of peaceful, physical engagement. As this chapter draws to its peaceful conclusion, envision a wide, encompassing illustration of the Roman therme at sunset. The great arches and columns are silhouetted against a deep, bruised purple and orange sky, their forms now grand and serene. The air is cool and still, and the sounds of the day have faded. A few figures, their bodies clean and relaxed, are seen leaving the baths, their postures serene, their movements slow and deliberate. They are bathed in a soft, golden glow as they return to their homes, ready for the quiet of the evening. The sound of water has faded to a final, deep silence, a complete cessation of the day's rhythms. The scene is one of profound peace, a sense of renewal, and a quiet, communal farewell to the day, settling into a deep, peaceful black. All right, let's continue our tranquil journey through the forgotten comforts of ancient Rome. We've explored the quiet rhythms of sleep and the soothing rituals of the baths. Now, we'll delve into the serene beauty of their gardens, the calming pursuits of the mind, and the gentle arts that offered solace and pleasure. Chapter 3: The Roman Garden, Private Retreats and Verdant Calm. Our gentle journey into the forgotten comforts of ancient Rome now leads us to one of its most profound sources of daily solace, the Roman garden. For a civilization that often thrived on public spectacle and bustling urban life, the garden, whether a modest courtyard or an expansive villa landscape, offered a vital counterpoint, a private retreat, a realm of verdant calm designed for contemplation, quiet pleasure, and intimate connection with the natural world. These were spaces where the constant hum of the city could be muted, replaced by the gentle rhythms of growing things. Imagine, if you will, a wide, serene, muted illustration of a typical Roman peristylium, the inner courtyard garden, the verdant heart of a comfortable Roman domus. It is mid-morning, and soft, dappled sunlight filters through the surrounding colonnade, casting intricate patterns of light and shadow on the worn stone floor. In the center, a rectangular pool, the impluvium, shimmers gently, reflecting the pale, clear sky above. Its surface is still, like a mirror to the heavens. Lush, carefully arranged potted plants, fragrant herbs like rosemary and thyme, small flowering shrubs, perhaps a dwarf citrus tree laden with tiny, green fruit, line the edges of the pool and the walkways, creating a living tapestry of greens and subtle colors. The entire visual conveys a profound sense of peace, meticulous order, and a quiet, contained natural beauty carefully curated within a domestic space. The gentle, continuous trickle of water from a small, elegantly carved fountain into the impluvium creates a constant, soothing melody, blending seamlessly with the soft chirping of small birds hidden deep within the foliage, a natural symphony of tranquility. The essence of the Roman garden lay in its carefully chosen details, each contributing to an atmosphere of quiet repose. Our gaze might now narrow, focusing on the intimate elements of this verdant sanctuary. Picture a close-up on a carefully cultivated herb bed within the peristyllium. Individual sprigs of vibrant green rosemary, its needles catching the light, the tiny, aromatic leaves of thyme, forming a delicate carpet, and the fresh, crinkled leaves of mint, sparkling with lingering dewdrops from the morning mist. The visual emphasizes their intricate textures, their rich, verdant colors, and their quiet, multifaceted purpose, culinary, medicinal, and simply aromatic. The subtle, fresh scent of herbs, a complex bouquet of earthy, pungent, and sweet notes, is implied, carried on a gentle, barely perceptible breeze that whispers through the courtyard. Integrated seamlessly into these living canvases were elements of art and philosophy. A slow, gentle zoom now brings us closer to a weathered marble statue, perhaps a small, graceful deity like Flora, or a serene nymph, nestled quietly among the plants. Its surface, softened by centuries of exposure, bears the delicate patina of time and is lightly adorned with patches of soft green moss. The soft, dappled light plays gently on its contours, revealing the enduring beauty of its form. The visual highlights the deliberate integration of art and nature, turning the garden into an outdoor gallery that invited quiet contemplation and aesthetic pleasure, a silent companion to reflection. The Roman garden engaged all the senses, inviting a deep immersion in its calming embrace. Imagine a stylized illustration of a figure, their face and identity obscured to allow for universal identification, gently reclining on a smooth, warm stone bench within the garden. Their eyes are closed, their hands loosely clasped, their posture one of profound relaxation, perhaps a rolled-up scroll resting undisturbed beside them. The visual conveys a powerful sense of letting go, of being utterly absorbed in the garden's peace, allowing the mind to quiet and the body to find rest. The continuous, soft hum of bees, a gentle, hypnotic drone as they visit the garden's blossoms, fills the air, a natural lullaby that encourages deep calm. The beauty of the garden extended beyond its immediate boundaries, often bringing its sensory delights indoors. Consider a still life, a small, elegant clay amphora, its surface smooth and earthy, filled with clear water, holding a single, exquisitely fragrant rose bloom from the garden. Its petals unfurl in delicate layers, catching a stray ray of light, radiating a quiet beauty. The subtle, sweet scent of the rose, a timeless and evocative perfume, is implied, suggesting the natural perfumes that scented Roman homes, a gentle reminder of the garden's enduring generosity. Roman gardens varied greatly in scale and purpose, from the intimate domestic spaces to the grander landscapes of the wealthy. Picture a larger, more expansive garden of a Roman villa, a villa rustica, stretching out under a gentle sun. Here, formal pathways, perhaps lined with neatly trimmed hedges, lead the eye to shaded pergolas, inviting restful pauses. Small orchards of fruit trees, figs, pomegranates, olives, offer dappled shade and future bounty. In the distance, a gentle vineyard might climb a sunny hillside. The visual highlights a broader, yet still contained, natural beauty, a landscape designed for peaceful strolling, contemplative repose, and a deeper connection to the agricultural rhythms of the land. The gentle rustle of leaves in an orchard, a soft, rhythmic sound, accompanies this peaceful vista. The garden was not merely for viewing, it was an extension of Roman daily life, particularly for moments of quiet leisure and dining. Imagine a detailed illustration of a triclinium, a set of dining couches, placed outdoors in a secluded garden niche. This outdoor dining area is shaded by a trellis heavily covered with climbing vines, their leaves creating a natural canopy. The couches are set for a quiet, intimate meal, with simple, fresh produce from the garden laid out on a low table. The visual emphasizes the seamless integration of daily life with natural beauty, allowing Romans to dine and converse amidst the soothing presence of their plants, a quiet pleasure away from the formal dining rooms. The faint, gentle clinking of simple pottery as dishes are set down or moved, a very soft, organic sound, adds to the serene ambience. As this chapter draws to its peaceful conclusion, envision a wide, encompassing illustration of a Roman garden at twilight. The last vestiges of soft, ambient light illuminate the central pool, its surface now a dark, still mirror reflecting the first emerging stars in the darkening sky. The plants appear hushed, their forms softened and blurred by the dimming light, settling into the quiet embrace of night. The entire impression is one of profound peace, a private haven settling into a deep, restful slumber, its verdant heart holding the quiet memories of the day. The gentle whisper of the evening breeze through the rustling foliage, a soft, continuous sigh, fades slowly, guiding you to a deep, pervasive black, leaving you with the sense of tranquil beauty and profound calm. Chapter 4. Leisure of the Mind, Reading, Writing, and Contemplation. Our gentle journey through Rome's forgotten comforts now leads us into the quiet sanctuaries of the mind. Beyond the physical acts of sleep and bathing, Romans cultivated a profound appreciation for leisure of the mind, finding deep rest and relaxation in pursuits that nourished their intellect and spirit. This was a realm of reading, writing, and contemplation, activities that offered a calming counterpoint to the demands of public life, a quiet communion with wisdom. Imagine, if you will, a wide, serene, softly lit illustration of a private Roman tablinum, a study or library, often located just off the atrium of a wealthy domus. It is mid-afternoon, and the sunlight, gentle and diffused, streams through a high window, illuminating countless tiny dust motes dancing in the air like ethereal stars. The walls are lined with elegant wooden shelves, meticulously arranged with neatly rolled scrolls, or volumina, each one a treasure trove of ancient wisdom. A comfortable wooden chair or a daybed, perhaps upholstered in soft linen, is positioned by the window, inviting repose and quiet study. The entire atmosphere is one of profound quiet, intellectual pursuit, and peaceful solitude, a haven for the contemplative spirit. The faint, almost imperceptible rustle of a turning scroll as if a reader has just paused, or the soft sigh of a gentle breeze entering through the open window, provides a delicate, calming auditory backdrop. The act of engaging with knowledge was itself a meditative practice. Our gaze now narrows, focusing on the intimate tools of Roman scholarship and the physical act of creation. Picture a close-up on a writer's hand, stylized to convey calm diligence and precision, holding a stylus, a pointed instrument, gently carving characters onto a wax tablet. The surface of the tablet is smooth, its warm beeswax ready to receive thoughts. The visual emphasizes methodical work, the deliberate creation of text, and the focused concentration required for ancient writing, a slow and intentional process. The soft, rhythmic scratch of the stylus on wax, a surprisingly soothing and almost rhythmic sound, underscores this quiet, intellectual labor. The source of their knowledge, the scrolls themselves, were objects of quiet reverence. A gentle zoom brings us closer to a neatly rolled scroll, a volumen, perhaps crafted from papyrus, tied with a simple, elegant ribbon. The text, in elegant, flowing script, is partially visible, hinting at profound knowledge, ancient poetry, or philosophical treatises contained within. The visual emphasizes the physical nature of ancient texts, the tangible connection to knowledge, and the reverence held for these repositories of wisdom, each one a testament to countless hours of silent thought and transcription. The faint, subtle scent of papyrus, a dry, earthy, almost sweet aroma, would subtly permeate the air around such a precious object. Beyond active reading and writing, Romans sought leisure in moments of quiet contemplation, allowing the mind to wander freely. Imagine a stylized illustration of a figure, their face obscured to maintain universality, sitting quietly in a secluded corner of a garden or beneath a shaded portico. Their posture is serene, their gaze directed outwards at a tranquil scene, perhaps a trickling fountain or the gentle sway of trees. They are not actively reading or writing, but simply being, lost in thought, or perhaps simply enjoying the profound stillness of the moment. The visual conveys profound internal peace and mental stillness, a deliberate letting go of external stimuli. The gentle murmur of distant birdsong, subtle and continuous, provides a natural, unobtrusive soundtrack to this quietude. Intellectual pursuits were often shared in a tranquil, conversational setting. Picture a quiet scene, two figures, stylized and calm, engaged in low-voiced, philosophical discussion in a secluded room, perhaps illuminated only by the soft, flickering light of a small oil lamp. Their gestures are subtle, their expressions contemplative, reflecting deep thought and respectful exchange. The visual highlights shared intellectual solace, the quiet joy of thoughtful conversation, and the collaborative nature of learning, where ideas were explored gently, without haste or contention. The soft, rhythmic murmur of their voices, indistinct in content but calming in tone, underscores this peaceful intellectual communion. The very architecture of Roman homes and villas often included spaces designed specifically for this intellectual leisure. Consider the interior of a Roman villa's library or study, a chamber dedicated entirely to the pursuit of knowledge. Multiple shelves, perhaps ornately carved, are filled to capacity with neatly arranged scrolls. A bust of a revered philosopher or poet might stand silently in a niche, a timeless presence. The light is diffused, perhaps through translucent alabaster panes or a high skylight, creating a serene, almost sacred ambience. The visual emphasizes the sanctity of knowledge, the quiet reverence for wisdom, and the creation of a calm, ordered space for deep learning and personal growth. The faint scent of aged parchment and beeswax, a comforting, scholarly aroma, would have subtly permeated this venerable space. Even learning, for the Romans, could be a quiet, focused form of relaxation. Imagine a stylized illustration of a student or scholar quietly sketching a complex geometric diagram or a philosophical symbol onto a small tablet. They are bathed in soft, natural light, perhaps from an open window overlooking a quiet garden. Their concentration is absolute, their hand moving slowly and deliberately, finding a quiet satisfaction in the precision of lines and forms. The visual highlights focused mental engagement as a profound form of relaxation, a meditative process that brought order to thoughts and soothed the restless mind. The soft, barely audible scuff of charcoal or ink on a surface as the lines are drawn provides a subtle, rhythmic sound. As this chapter draws to its peaceful conclusion, envision a wide, encompassing illustration of the Roman study at night. The room is bathed only in the soft, flickering light of a single oil lamp, casting long, peaceful shadows across the walls and over the shelves. The scrolls, now in darkness, stand as silent sentinels of wisdom. The room is utterly still, holding the quiet echoes of thoughts and words that filled it during the day. The entire impression is one of profound mental peace, the quiet satisfaction of a mind at rest after engaged contemplation, settling into a deep, pervasive slumber. The gentle flicker of the oil lamp, its tiny flame a beacon of stillness, and the faint, earthy scent of lamp oil as it burns, fade slowly, leading to a deep, pervasive black. Chapter 5. The Gentle Arts: Music, Storytelling, and Simple Pleasures. Our tranquil journey through the forgotten comforts of ancient Rome now leads us to the soothing realm of the gentle arts. Beyond the necessities of life and the rigors of public duty, Romans found profound solace and deep relaxation in simple pleasures, the melodies of music, the enchantment of storytelling, and other quiet pursuits that nourished the soul and fostered connection. These were not grand spectacles, but intimate engagements, moments of shared human grace that brought quiet joy to the rhythm of their days. Imagine, if you will, a wide, serene, softly lit illustration of a Roman atrium at late evening. The bustling activity of the day has subsided, replaced by a profound stillness. A small brazier, its glowing embers casting a warm, flickering light, provides the central illumination, painting the scene in hues of deep orange and soft gold. A few figures, stylized and calm in their postures, are gathered comfortably, perhaps on low stools or a daybed. One figure might be gently holding a lyre, its strings poised for a melody, another might be holding a small writing tablet, ready to capture a thought or a line of poetry. The entire atmosphere is one of intimate gathering, shared quietude, and gentle engagement, a perfect tableau of Roman relaxation. The soft, distant murmur of quiet conversation, a gentle backdrop that suggests shared comfort without intrusion, blends seamlessly with the gentle plucking of a lyre, a very simple, melodic sequence of notes that offers a soothing, harmonic embrace. The sounds of music were a gentle balm for the Roman soul. Our gaze now narrows, focusing on the instruments that brought such quiet pleasure. Picture a close-up on a Roman lyre, or kithara. Its wooden frame is polished, perhaps worn smooth by countless hands, hinting at its long history of bringing comfort. As the focus shifts, the strings are seen gently vibrating, their movement subtle, a visual representation of the lingering sound after a note has been played. The visual emphasizes its simple elegance, its organic beauty, and the resonant, pure quality of its sound. The lingering, soft resonance of a plucked string, a delicate echo in the quiet air, invites profound listening and inner calm. Beyond music, quiet games offered focused yet relaxed engagement. Imagine a stylized illustration of a figure's hand, calm and gentle in its movements, carefully sliding small, smooth gaming pieces across a wooden tabula lusoria, a game board. Perhaps they are playing duodecim scripta, a precursor to backgammon, or a simple strategy game. The pieces are humble, made of bone, stone, or wood, and their movement is deliberate, unhurried. The visual highlights focused but relaxed engagement, a quiet challenge that stimulated the mind without overexertion, a gentle way to pass the evening hours. The soft click of wooden pieces as they are moved across the board, a gentle, rhythmic sound, underscores the peaceful concentration. Storytelling, a timeless human comfort, was cherished in Roman life, offering solace and escapism. Imagine a stylized illustration of a figure, their face obscured to maintain universality, listening intently to a storyteller. They might be gathered in a dimly lit room, perhaps by the flickering glow of candlelight, their posture one of profound absorption. The visual conveys the deep human connection forged through narrative, the quiet power of imagination, and the shared comfort found in ancient tales, myths, and histories. The soft, modulated tones of a gentle voice telling a story, indistinct in content but soothing in cadence, would fill the space, inviting listeners to drift into a world of words and images. Simple pleasures, often derived from the garden, were also integral to Roman relaxation. Consider a still life, a small, elegant clay cup, or poculum, its surface smooth and earthy, holding a simple, refreshing drink, perhaps posca, a diluted vinegar drink, or gently watered wine. Beside it, a humble bowl of fresh, seasonal fruit, plump, dark figs, or sweet clusters of grapes, their colors muted but rich, is bathed in warm, inviting light. The visual highlights the beauty found in simple, natural pleasures, a quiet indulgence that satisfied the senses without excess. The faint clinking of a ceramic cup as it is gently set down on a wooden surface, a soft, organic sound, suggests a moment of satisfied enjoyment. The gentle arts were often enjoyed in communal, yet still serene, settings. Picture a small, quiet Roman theater, an Odeon, used for musical performances or poetry readings rather than dramatic plays. It is dimly lit, perhaps by torches or strategically placed oil lamps, creating an intimate ambience. A few figures sit in the tiered seats, their forms serene, listening intently to a solo performer on the stage, who might be quietly reading a long poem or playing a lyrical piece of music on a lyre. The atmosphere is one of focused appreciation and communal serenity, a shared moment of cultural quietude. The soft echoes of a single voice or instrument, gentle and resonant in the hushed space, provide a calming, enveloping auditory experience. Creative expression, too, served as a quiet form of relaxation for some. Imagine a stylized illustration of a figure gently drawing or painting a simple fresco on a wall, perhaps in a quiet corner of their home or a garden pavilion. Their movements are slow and methodical, their focus absolute, as they carefully render a soothing scene, perhaps a serene landscape, a still life of fruit, or a peaceful mythological scene. The visual emphasizes creative expression as a profound form of relaxation, a meditative process that allowed the mind to engage in beauty and harmony. The soft scrape of a brush on plaster, a delicate, rhythmic sound, underscores this quiet, artistic pursuit. As this chapter draws to its peaceful conclusion, envision a wide, encompassing illustration of a Roman home at deep night. All the oil lamps and braziers have been extinguished, and the house is completely dark and silent, save for the soft presence of moonlight. The only illumination is a gentle, ethereal moonlight filtering through an open window, casting soft, shifting patterns on the floor. The overall impression is one of profound peace after a day of gentle pleasures, the quiet echoes of music and stories lingering in the stillness, settling into a deep, pervasive black. The gentle hum of night insects, distant and very soft, fades slowly, leading to a deep, pervasive black, leaving you with the sense of a quiet, contented world. Let's continue our tranquil exploration of forgotten comforts in ancient Rome. We've journeyed through their quiet sleep rituals, the soothing embrace of the baths, the verdant calm of their gardens, and the gentle pursuits of the mind and arts. Now, we'll delve into the comforting world of Roman cuisine, their unique perspectives on sleep and dreams, and the quiet satisfaction found in craftsmanship. Chapter 6: Culinary Comforts, Roman Food for the Soul and Body. Our tranquil journey through the forgotten comforts of ancient Rome now leads us to the heart of every home, culinary comforts. Beyond the grand banquets and exotic delicacies, the everyday Roman diet revolved around simple, wholesome foods that nourished both the body and the soul. For the vast majority, food was about sustenance, shared moments, and the profound, grounding comfort of familiar flavors, prepared with care. This was food not just for survival, but for quiet contentment. Imagine, if you will, a wide, serene, softly lit illustration of a modest Roman kitchen at mid-morning. Sunlight streams gently through an open doorway or a high window, painting the earthy tones of the clay pots and the worn textures of wooden utensils with a warm glow. Woven baskets, perhaps made of reeds or willow, sit on a stone counter, brimming with freshly harvested vegetables, gnarled carrots, leafy greens, plump gourds, their colors muted but rich. From wooden beams overhead, bunches of dried herbs, thyme, oregano, bay laurel, hang like silent guardians, their faint aroma permeating the air. The atmosphere is one of quiet industry, of simple, honest nourishment, and the comforting promise of a wholesome, home-cooked meal. The gentle crackle of a wood fire in a nearby hearth, a steady, rhythmic warmth, and the faint, rhythmic sound of chopping vegetables, a quiet, methodical cadence, provide the subtle, grounding soundtrack to this scene of domestic peace. The foundation of Roman cuisine lay in the simplicity and purity of its ingredients. Our gaze now narrows, focusing on the intimate details of this bounty. Picture a close-up on a wooden table, worn smooth by countless meals, laden with simple, wholesome Roman ingredients. Here, perfectly ripe, dark olives glisten with a hint of oil. A basket holds freshly baked bread, round loaves, perhaps, their crusts golden and dusted with flour, their scent warm and yeasty. A cluster of plump, sun-ripened grapes, still holding the faint bloom of the vine, rests beside them. And finally, a small, elegant jug of olive oil, its contents liquid gold, ready to enrich every dish. The visual emphasizes natural textures, earthy colors, and the simple abundance of local produce, a testament to the earth's quiet generosity. The subtle, earthy scent of fresh bread and olives, a comforting and timeless aroma, is implied, inviting a deeper sensory connection. The preparation of these ingredients was often a methodical, almost meditative process. Imagine a stylized illustration of hands, calm and careful, engaged in the quiet tasks of the kitchen. Perhaps they are gently grinding grain in a small stone mortar and pestle, the rhythmic motion a testament to patience. Or meticulously sifting flour into a wooden bowl, a fine powder drifting like soft snow. The visual highlights methodical preparation, the deliberate connection to the raw ingredients, and the quiet satisfaction of transforming nature's bounty into sustenance. The soft, rhythmic scrape of stone against stone as the grain is milled, or the gentle whisper of sifting flour through a sieve, provides a soothing, repetitive sound that accompanies this ancient art. The act of eating, particularly the sharing of a meal, was a profound source of daily comfort. Picture a stylized illustration of a figure, their face obscured to maintain universality, gently breaking off a piece of the freshly baked bread. Their movements are slow, deliberate, a quiet appreciation for the nourishment before them. Perhaps they dip the bread into a small, elegant bowl of rich olive oil, its surface shimmering. The light is warm, inviting, illuminating the simple beauty of the moment. The visual conveys profound satisfaction in simple nourishment, a quiet appreciation for the flavors and textures, and a mindful engagement with the act of eating. The soft rustle of cloth as the figure shifts on their seat and the gentle sound of quiet chewing, a very faint, almost imperceptible rhythm, add to the intimate atmosphere. The dishes themselves, though often humble, were crafted for both sustenance and solace. Consider a still life, a simple, sturdy ceramic bowl, its surface smooth and warm, filled with a comforting Roman dish. Perhaps it is pulse, a hearty grain porridge, thick and creamy, or a slow-simmered lentil stew, rich with herbs and vegetables. Gentle steam rises from the bowl, creating a soft, ethereal haze that blurs its edges. The visual highlights warmth, deep sustenance, and the comforting aroma of a home-cooked meal, a promise of peace and contentment for the body and soul. The subtle scent of warm grains and herbs, a rich and inviting perfume, is implied, completing the sensory experience. Dining in Rome, even for the less affluent, was often a shared experience, a quiet gathering. Picture a humble family dining scene in a simple Roman home. Figures, stylized and serene, are seated on modest wooden stools around a small, sturdy wooden table. They share a meal, their postures relaxed, their focus on the food and each other. The lighting is soft, perhaps from a single, gently flickering oil lamp, casting warm, dancing shadows on the walls. The visual emphasizes communal warmth, the deep comfort of shared sustenance, and the quiet joy of familial connection around the hearth. The low, indistinct murmur of familial conversation, soft and comforting, provides a continuous, soothing backdrop, a reminder of enduring human bonds. For those with the luxury of space, dining was often integrated with the calming presence of nature. Imagine a stylized illustration of a Roman enjoying a quiet meal outdoors in a garden niche, perhaps alone or with one beloved companion. The scene is bathed in dappled sunlight filtering through overhead trellises heavy with vines. They are surrounded by verdant plants, their leaves rustling gently. The visual highlights the seamless integration of nature and dining for enhanced tranquility, turning a simple meal into a profound moment of peace and connection with the natural world. The gentle hum of bees among the garden's blossoms and the soft rustle of leaves in the breeze create a soothing natural symphony for this quiet repast. As this chapter draws to its peaceful conclusion, envision a wide, encompassing illustration of a Roman hearth at deep night. The flames of the cooking fire have long since died down, and only glowing embers remain, casting a deep, warm red light that pulses gently in the darkness. The kitchen is utterly still, holding the lingering warmth and the subtle, earthy sense of the day's cooking, a testament to meals prepared and shared. The entire impression is one of profound contentment, quiet nourishment, and the enduring comfort of a well-fed body and soul, now settling into a deep, peaceful slumber. The faint, continuous crackle and hiss of cooling embers, a gentle, fading whisper, subsides slowly, leading you to a deep, pervasive black. Chapter 7. Sleep and Dreams, Roman Interpretations and Practices. Our gentle journey into forgotten comforts now leads us into the most intimate of human experiences, sleep and dreams. For the Romans, as for us, sleep was a profound necessity, a nightly journey into unconsciousness that rejuvenated the body and mind. But beyond simple rest, Romans imbued sleep with deeper meaning, exploring its interpretations and practicing specific rituals to ensure peaceful slumber and prophetic dreams. Imagine, if you will, a wide, ethereal illustration of a Roman bedroom, a cubiculum, at the deepest point of night. The world outside is utterly still. Moonlight, pale and silver, streams through an open window, painting a portion of the smooth stone floor and a single, still figure, stylized, serene, asleep on a lectus, their form peaceful and motionless under light coverings. The air feels cool and clean. The atmosphere is one of profound silence, deep rest, and the subtle, mysterious presence of the unconscious mind, a realm where daily concerns recede, and other realities might unfold. The faint, rhythmic sound of quiet breathing, steady and deep, fills the immediate space, a soothing, primal rhythm. This is accompanied by the soft, distant hoot of an owl, a very subtle, natural sound that punctuates the vast stillness of the night. The pursuit of comfortable sleep began with the simple design of their resting places. Our gaze now narrows, focusing on the intimate details of a Roman bed. Picture a close-up on a pillow or bolster on a Roman lectus, crafted from soft, natural fibers like linen or wool. Its surface is smooth, inviting, designed to cradle the head in comfort. The visual emphasizes comfort and the physical support necessary for restful sleep, a humble luxury accessible to many. The subtle scent of dried chamomile or poppy seeds, if such botanical fillings were used in the pillows, a faint, herbaceous aroma, is implied, hinting at ancient knowledge of natural sleep aids. Darkness was an understood prerequisite for deep slumber. A gentle zoom brings us closer to a small, simple clay oil lamp, a lucerna, sitting on a bedside table. Its flame is barely flickering, a tiny, warm point of light, casting gentle, dancing shadows on a nearby wall. The light is minimal, deliberately so, emphasizing the Roman desire for profound darkness to facilitate proper sleep. The gentle pop and hiss of the wick, a tiny, comforting, almost rhythmic sound, provides a subtle reminder of the quiet sentinel watching over the sleeping room. Beyond the physical, Romans held a profound fascination with the meaning of dreams. Our focus now shifts to the mysterious realm of dream interpretation and the rituals performed before sleep. Imagine a close-up on an ancient scroll or tablet with symbols or simple figures drawn on it, representing common dream imagery, perhaps an animal, a significant object, or a stylized human form, alongside carefully inscribed written interpretations. The visual conveys the Roman belief in dreams as messages, portents, or even divine communications, a window into another realm of understanding. The faint rustle of parchment as a scroll is unrolled, or the soft click of a stylus on a wax tablet as a dream is recorded, subtly suggests this ancient practice of seeking meaning in the night's visions. Before retiring for the night, many Romans engaged in quiet rituals to ensure peaceful sleep and divine protection. A stylized illustration might show hands, calm and open in a gesture of offering, gently placing a small votive offering, perhaps a tiny loaf of bread, a fresh flower, or a few grains of incense, on a simple home altar dedicated to a household deity, lares or penates. The visual highlights a quiet, personal ritual of seeking protection and peaceful sleep, a humble acknowledgement of the unseen forces governing their lives, a silent prayer for repose. The soft, almost inaudible placement of the offering upon the altar provides a subtle, respectful sound. Sleep arrangements varied, from the privacy of a villa to more communal settings. Picture the interior of a Roman villa's sleeping wing at night, a quiet hallway lined with multiple doorways leading to individual cubicles, or bedrooms. Each cubicle's doorway shows a subtle, contained warmth from a hidden oil lamp, or is simply dark, indicating a deep slumber within. The visual emphasizes the quiet domestic rhythm of an entire household settling for the night, a collective embrace of rest. The faint, distant creak of timbers as the house settles into the cool night, a very subtle and occasional sound, reinforces the sense of deep stillness. For those seeking healing or prophetic dreams, sleep could become a sacred journey. Imagine a stylized illustration of a Roman temple interior, perhaps dedicated to Asclepius, the god of healing. The vast space is dimly lit by only a few strategically placed lamps, creating an atmosphere of reverence and mystery. Figures, serene and covered in simple blankets, are seen reclining on pallets on the temple floor, seeking healing dreams through a practice known as incubation. The visual highlights the sacred dimension of sleep and dreams, where the unconscious mind was believed to be more open to divine guidance and restorative insights. The deep, resonant silence of the temple, a profound quietude, emphasizes the solemnity and peace of this ritualistic slumber. As this chapter draws to its peaceful conclusion, envision a wide, encompassing illustration of the Roman bedroom just before the first light of dawn. The moonlight has faded completely, replaced by the very faintest hint of gray and soft purple on the horizon, promising the coming day but not yet awakening the world. The sleeping figure remains still, undisturbed in their deep slumber. The atmosphere is one of profound, unbroken peace, a complete surrender to rest, a moment suspended between worlds, now settling into a deep, pervasive black. The subtle scent of morning dew, implied, as the air cools before sunrise, and the deep, unwavering silence of the deepest part of the night, fades slowly, guiding you to a deep, pervasive black. Chapter 8: Quiet Craftsmanship, Hobbies and Manual Pursuits. Our tranquil journey into the forgotten comforts of ancient Rome now turns to the quiet satisfaction found in creation, craftsmanship. Beyond the bustling workshops and grand public projects, many Romans, from all social strata, found profound relaxation and mental solace in hobbies and manual pursuits. These were not always for profit, but for the sheer joy of creation, the meditative rhythm of repetitive tasks, and the quiet pride of bringing something beautiful or functional into being with one's own hands. Imagine, if you will, a wide, serene, softly lit illustration of a Roman artisan's workshop, perhaps a quiet corner within a wealthy domus or a secluded outbuilding in a villa. Sunlight filters gently through an open archway, illuminating dusty motes dancing in the air above a sturdy workbench. Tools of various kinds, small mallets, finely honed chisels, delicate brushes, are laid out neatly, waiting for use. Nearby, half-finished objects rest patiently, a carved wooden box with intricate patterns emerging from its surface, a small, individual mosaic tile, waiting for its place in a larger picture. The air is still, thick with the scent of wood, stone, or clay, conveying a sense of focused activity and patient, deliberate creation. The faint, rhythmic tap of a small hammer on wood or the gentle scrape of a tool on stone, very subtle and continuous, provides the calming soundtrack to this scene of quiet dedication. The creation of intricate mosaics was a particularly meditative and visual art form. Our gaze now narrows, focusing on the intimate details of this painstaking work. Picture a close-up on hands, stylized to convey calm focus and dexterity, meticulously working on a small, intricate mosaic piece. Tiny tesserae, small, colored cubes of stone, glass, or ceramic, are being carefully selected and placed with delicate tweezers onto a prepared surface, perhaps a bed of mortar. The visual emphasizes precision, immense patience, and the quiet beauty of small details coming together to form a larger pattern. The soft click of tesserae being placed into their setting, a delicate, repetitive sound, provides a soothing rhythm that encourages deep concentration. The ancient art of weaving also offered a profound sense of rhythm and creation. A gentle zoom brings us closer to a weaver's loom, its wooden frame sturdy and functional. Partially woven fabric stretches across it, revealing a simple, geometric pattern slowly emerging from the interlocked threads. The threads themselves are natural, earthy colors, creams, browns, muted blues, reflecting the tones of the Roman landscape. The visual highlights repetitive motion, the soothing back and forth of the shuttle, and the calming, almost hypnotic act of creation, as raw materials are transformed into a functional and beautiful object. The soft, rhythmic thud of the loom's beater, very gentle and consistent, and the whisper of threads sliding against each other, create a lullaby of industry. Beyond physical crafts, intellectual pursuits like calligraphy were also deeply calming hobbies. Imagine a close-up on calligraphy tools, a sharpened reed pen, its tip precisely cut, poised above a small inkwell. Beside it, a piece of smooth papyrus or parchment lies ready, upon which elegant, flowing script is being carefully formed. Each stroke is deliberate, each character a tiny work of art. The visual conveys precision, artistry, and the profound beauty of the written word, meticulously rendered by hand. The soft scratch of the pen on paper, a delicate, almost whispering sound, and the subtle, earthy scent of ink, imply the quiet engagement required for this ancient form of refined leisure. Even gardening, beyond its practical uses, was a quiet craft for many Romans. Consider a still life, various gardening tools, a small, well-worn hand trowel, a pair of simple pruning shears, laid out neatly on a smooth stone surface beside a newly potted herb. Its leaves are a vibrant green, freshly watered, hinting at recent tender care. The visual highlights the gentle, nurturing connection to nature through cultivation, the quiet satisfaction of encouraging growth, and the meditative quality of working with living things. The faint, earthy scent of disturbed soil, rich and wholesome, is implied, adding another layer to this soothing tableau. Many Romans found quiet joy in collecting and arranging, a form of meticulous engagement with objects. Picture a Roman citizen, their posture serene and unhurried, meticulously arranging a collection of ancient coins, their surfaces smoothed by time, or small, intricate terracotta or bronze figurines, on a display shelf in their private study. Each item is carefully placed, admired, and perhaps subtly shifted for the perfect arrangement. The visual emphasizes the quiet joy of collecting, the satisfaction of organizing, and the aesthetic pleasure derived from appreciating beautiful, small objects. The faint, gentle clink of metal or ceramic as an object is carefully placed, a delicate, almost musical sound, punctuates the silence. Simple woodworking also offered a meditative release. Imagine a stylized illustration of a figure engaged in simple woodworking, perhaps sanding a smooth piece of timber with patient, rhythmic strokes, or carefully carving a small decorative detail into a wooden panel. Their focus is complete, their movements deliberate and unhurried. The visual highlights the meditative quality of manual labor, the soothing repetition, and the profound satisfaction of shaping raw materials into something new and beautiful. The soft, rhythmic scrape of sandpaper on wood or the gentle shaving of wood by a sharp tool provides a continuous, calming sound, a testament to quiet dedication. As this chapter draws to its peaceful conclusion, envision a wide, encompassing illustration of the Roman workshop at twilight. The tools are neatly put away, cleaned and organized, waiting for the next day's quiet labor. The half-finished projects, the mosaic, the woven fabric, the carved box, rest quietly, imbued with the patient energy of their creation. The light is fading, leaving the space in a soft, contemplative stillness, the air holding the faint, comforting sense of wood, clay, or metal. The entire impression is one of profound satisfaction, the quiet pride of creation, and a deep, fulfilling peace, settling into a deep, pervasive black. The gentle scent of wood shavings or clay, implied, and the soft whisper of the closing day through the open archway, fade slowly, guiding you to a deep, pervasive black. Let's bring our tranquil journey through the forgotten comforts of ancient Rome to its peaceful conclusion. We've explored their quiet sleep rituals, the soothing embrace of the baths, the verdant calm of their gardens, the gentle pursuits of the mind and arts, the comforting world of their cuisine, and the quiet satisfaction found in craftsmanship. Now, we will immerse ourselves in the subtle symphony of Roman serenity and consider the profound philosophy that underpinned their pursuit of rest. Chapter 9. The Sounds of Serenity, Ambient Noise and Natural Calm. Our gentle journey into forgotten comforts now invites us to listen. Beyond the grand spectacles and the bustling markets, ancient Rome possessed a subtle yet profound symphony of serenity, a collection of ambient noises and natural calm that offered quietude to its inhabitants. This chapter is an invitation to immerse ourselves in these gentle sounds, often overlooked in the cacophony of historical accounts, but vital for soothing the mind and body. Imagine, if you will, a wide, serene, softly lit illustration of a quiet Roman street at dawn. The first hints of soft light begin to paint the eastern sky, but the city is not yet awake. The cobblestones, smooth and worn by countless footsteps, are still damp from the night dew, reflecting the pale light. Buildings cast long, gentle shadows, stretching out like slumbering giants. A very faint, cool mist hangs in the air, softening the edges of everything, adding to the ethereal quietude. The visual conveys the profound peace before the city truly awakens, a precious moment of natural calm before the daily rhythms begin. The distant, very subtle crow of a rooster, a herald of the coming day but still gentle in its call, is heard, accompanied by the soft chirping of waking sparrows in the eaves, and the gentle whisper of the morning breeze as it stirs the leaves of nearby trees. These are the softest preludes to a new day. Water, in its various forms, was a constant source of soothing sound. Our gaze now narrows, focusing on the intimate details of a Roman garden. Picture a close-up on a small, ornate garden fountain, perhaps crafted from weathered marble or terracotta. Water gently bubbles and trickles from its spout, creating subtle ripples as it falls into a stone basin below. Dappled sunlight, filtering through overhead foliage, plays on the water's surface, making it shimmer like liquid silver. The visual emphasizes the continuous, natural melody of water, a timeless sound that soothes the spirit and invites contemplation. The clear, consistent sound of trickling water, a deeply calming, repetitive rhythm, fills the immediate space, a gentle, natural white noise that washes away internal chatter. Beyond the crafted sounds of the garden, the vastness of nature offered its own lullabies. A gentle zoom brings us closer to a cluster of olive trees in a Roman orchard, their ancient, gnarled trunks testament to centuries of quiet growth. Their silvery green leaves, delicate and slender, rustle softly in a light breeze, creating a whispering symphony. The visual highlights the organic movement and the subtle sounds of nature, reminding us of the enduring peace found in the simplest elements of the world. The gentle, persistent rustle of leaves, a natural whisper, creates a continuous, calming presence, a soft breathing of the earth itself. Even the mundane sounds of daily life could be imbued with a calming rhythm. Imagine a stylized illustration of a figure, their face obscured to maintain universality, gently sweeping a mosaic floor with a broom made of natural fibers, perhaps bundled straw or reeds. Their movements are slow, deliberate, almost meditative, a focused effort to bring order to their immediate environment. The visual conveys a profound sense of quiet order, domestic tranquility, and the calming satisfaction of a simple, repetitive task. The soft, rhythmic swish of the broom on the smooth stone floor, a gentle, consistent sound, provides a soothing, almost hypnotic rhythm, a quiet testament to the care taken in daily life. The very sources of light in a Roman home contributed to the ambient calm. Consider a still life, a burning oil lamp, a lucerna, sitting on a small, polished wooden table in a dimly lit room. Its flame is steady, casting gentle, dancing shadows that soften the edges of the room. The subtle hiss and occasional soft crackle of the wick as it consumes the oil are barely perceptible, but they are there, a tiny, living sound. The visual highlights a source of light that is also a source of subtle, comforting sound, a quiet companion in the stillness of the night. The faint, gentle hiss and occasional soft pop of the lamp wick are heard, a continuous, subtle warmth in the auditory field, a tiny, unobtrusive presence. In the deepest parts of the Roman night, profound silence often reigned, broken only by the most primal sounds. Picture the interior of a Roman cubiculum, a bedroom, at night. The room is illuminated only by a distant, gentle moonlight filtering through a window, casting pale patterns on the floor. The air is utterly still, the house asleep. The visual emphasizes profound silence, a deep quietude, broken only by the natural human rhythms of sleep. The slow, soft sound of quiet breathing from a sleeping figure, prominent and consistent, is a deeply primal and reassuring sound, a fundamental rhythm of life that transcends time. For those who sought quietude outside the city's embrace, the open landscape offered a vast canvas of natural sounds. Imagine a stylized illustration of a Roman walking slowly along a deserted path outside the city walls at dusk. The sun has just set, and the sky is a gradient of soft purples and oranges. The landscape is open, vast, and quiet, stretching towards the distant horizon. There are no city sounds here, only the expansive calm of nature. The soft, rhythmic scuff of sandals on a dirt path, a gentle, solitary sound, is the only human presence in this profound stillness, a testament to the soothing power of a solitary stroll in nature. As this chapter draws to its peaceful conclusion, envision a wide, encompassing illustration of a Roman villa courtyard at deep night. The sky above is a velvet canvas, vast and dark, filled with countless visible stars, each one a tiny pinprick of light in the infinite silence. The only sound is the consistent, distant, gentle hum of cicadas or crickets, a deep, pervasive natural symphony that rises and falls like a gentle wave, an enduring lullaby of the natural world. The overall impression is one of profound, enveloping peace, where natural sounds become a profound lullaby, guiding all into a deep, pervasive black. The continuous, soft hum of night insects, a timeless serenade, fades slowly, leading to a deep, pervasive black. Chapter 10. The Philosophy of Otium, Leisure as Virtue. Our final, contemplative journey into the forgotten comforts of ancient Rome brings us to the very heart of their approach to rest, the philosophy of otium. Far from being mere idleness, otium was a cherished concept, a deliberate, virtuous pursuit of quiet, productive leisure. It was understood as the necessary counterpoint to negotium, the active, demanding world of business, politics, and daily work. For the Romans, true rest was not the absence of activity, but the presence of meaningful, restorative engagement, a cultivated state of being that nourished the mind, body, and spirit. Imagine, if you will, a wide, serene, softly lit illustration of a Roman philosopher's study or library at quiet morning. The air is crisp, the light gentle, diffused through high windows, lending a golden glow to the worn papyrus scrolls that line the shelves. A figure, stylized and contemplative, their face obscured to invite universal identification, sits comfortably on a daybed, perhaps upholstered in soft linen. A scroll is unrolled beside them, its elegant script inviting contemplation, but their gaze is directed outwards, towards a tranquil garden visible through an open archway. The visual conveys profound peace, intellectual engagement, and a deliberate cultivation of quiet time, a moment of profound ocean. The faint rustle of turning parchment as if a thought is being silently pursued, and the soft, distant chirping of birds from the garden, blend into a perfect, tranquil atmosphere, an auditory balm for the thoughtful mind. The essence of ocean lay in its conscious contrast with negation. Our gaze now narrows, focusing on symbolic representations of this philosophical dichotomy. Picture a close-up on two contrasting items placed side by side on a polished wooden desk. On one side, a worn, practical stylus lies beside a blank wax tablet, ready for the demands of accounts, letters, or legal documents, embodying negation, the practical, necessary work of the day. On the other, a delicate, unused quill pen rests beside a beautifully bound, open scroll of poetry or philosophy, its pages adorned with elegant script, representing ocean, the intellectual and creative leisure chosen for personal enrichment. The visual emphasizes the deliberate choice between constant external activity and internal, contemplative engagement. The soft, crisp sound of parchment being gently unrolled for leisurely reading, contrasted with the hollow thud of a stylus dropped carelessly onto a busy desk, subtly highlights the different energies of these two states. Ocean was not about rushing, but about the patient, unhurried passage of time. A gentle zoom brings us closer to a small, meticulously crafted sundial nestled in a quiet corner of a Roman garden. Its bronze gnomon casts a long, slender shadow that moves almost imperceptibly slowly across its marked surface, tracing the path of the sun. The visual highlights the patient, unhurried passage of time when dedicated to ocean, a time when minutes stretched into moments of deep absorption rather than frantic ticking. The subtle, continuous hum of a gentle breeze, almost imperceptible, accompanies this quiet visual, a reminder of nature's timeless rhythms. The forms of virtuous ocean were diverse, encompassing both intellectual and aesthetic pursuits. Imagine a stylized illustration of a figure, their posture serene and contemplative, gently sketching a complex geometric pattern or diagram, perhaps for a philosophical concept, in a quiet, secluded corner. Their hand moves slowly, deliberately, engaged in a meditative act of thought made tangible. The visual conveys the intellectual and creative aspect of ocean, a focused engagement that brought order and beauty to the mind. The soft scrape of charcoal on a tablet, a rhythmic and focused sound, underscores the quiet dedication of this pursuit. The appreciation of beauty, too, was a form of ocean. Consider a still life, a small, elegant clay amphora, its surface smooth and earthy, filled with clear water, placed beside a single, simple, yet vibrantly beautiful flower, perhaps a bold poppy, its petals a rich crimson, or a delicate lotus bloom, its form pristine. This simple arrangement represents beauty and natural contemplation, an invitation to pause and simply appreciate the pure aesthetics of the world around them, without demand or utility. The subtle, fresh scent of the flower, a pure and untainted aroma, is implied, a gentle reminder of nature's calming perfection. Ocean was often cultivated in communal spaces, designed for shared quietude and intellectual exchange. Picture the interior of a Roman stoa or portico within a sprawling villa, its open arches looking out onto a tranquil garden. Comfortable seating, perhaps cushioned benches or daybeds, is arranged invitingly. Figures, their forms serene and unhurried, are engaged in low-voiced, quiet conversation, sharing thoughts on philosophy or literature. Others are absorbed in reading scrolls, or simply gazing outwards at the verdant landscape, their minds at peace. The visual emphasizes these spaces as shared intellectual and contemplative havens, where minds could connect gently, without the pressures of public discourse. The low, indistinct murmur of quiet conversation, soft and continuous, provides a background hum of shared human serenity. Even the observation of nature could be a profound expression of ocean. Imagine a stylized illustration of a Roman citizen gently tending to a small, personal apiary, a beehive, nestled discreetly in their garden. They are observing the bees with quiet fascination, perhaps noting their industrious patterns or the subtle hum of the hive. Their movements are calm, respectful. The visual highlights observation of nature as a form of ocean, a simple, productive leisure that connected them to the intricate workings of the natural world, bringing a deep sense of presence and wonder. The gentle, continuous hum of bees, a natural, soothing drone, fills the air, a living embodiment of quiet industry and natural harmony. As this final chapter draws to its peaceful conclusion, envision a wide, encompassing illustration of a Roman villa at dusk. The last rays of the setting sun paint the buildings in soft, warm hues, terracotta, ochre, pale gold, lending them an ethereal beauty. The gardens are hushed, their forms softened by the dimming light, holding the quiet energy of the day's contemplation and gentle activity. The entire impression is one of profound tranquility and the enduring power of purposeful leisure, a world settling into a deep, pervasive black, having truly embraced the virtue of rest. The gentle sound of water from a distant fountain, a final, fading melody of quietude, subsides slowly, leading to a deep, pervasive black. And so, gentle friend, our journey through the forgotten comforts of ancient Rome comes to its quiet close. We have walked through silent streets at dawn, bathed in the soothing waters of the Thermae, found solace in verdant gardens, and delighted in the quiet pursuits of the mind and hand. We have savored the simple nourishment of their tables, understood their dreams, and listened to the subtle symphony of their world. We have learned that even in a civilization of monumental achievement, the greatest comforts were often found in the most mundane, the most soothing, and the most gentle aspects of daily life. These Romans, in their wisdom, knew the profound importance of otium, not as idleness, but as a deliberate cultivation of quiet, purposeful time, a sacred space for the soul to breathe and heal. This ancient wisdom whispers across the centuries, reminding us that true rest is not merely the absence of activity, but the presence of peace. As the ancient world settled into its quiet slumber each night, so too can you. Let the gentle echoes of these forgotten comforts now envelop you, guiding your mind away from the day's clamor, towards a deep, restorative, and profoundly peaceful rest. Allow yourself to drift, to surrender to the quietude, and to find your own forgotten comfort. Good night.